Hey everyone, so welcome to Praha.
We are currently in Praha, so after a few days in Germany and especially in Berlin where we had many interviews. Between Berlin and Praha we just made a small stop in a really tiny city which name is Trausnitz, not far from Pfreimd, and we had here the occasion to visit an installation of Engie, more precisely a hydro pump and storage installation.
So the whole Engie installation was composed of three main parts. So two dams, one upstream in the river, another one downstream in the river, and a command center just on the flank of a hill. And so on the top of that hill, there was, so the main installation we had to visit, a pumped hydroelectric storage installation. To begin with the dam, so the dam was, pretty little. Where we were there, the dam was not floating very much, 1 cubic meter per second, with a small turbine working at the moment. But its capacity is in fact much bigger because it can flood at 100 cubic meter capacity and with a much larger turbine feeding the grid in electricity. So all these installations, so both the dam and the hydro pump storage installation, were actually quite old. They were designed from the 1920s, but the main parts of the buildings were constructed in the 1950s after the war. So these installations are not that recent concretely, but they have been renewed, renovated a lot of times, and now Engie owns these installations. The turbines will continue to work for 40 years and they are 60 years old. So that's huge. They have a 1 century lifetime, which makes this way of producing electricity really sustainable and really durable, way more than wind turbines and also solar panels. So now to turn on the main part of it, the pumped hydro storage installation. It's pretty much of a pool, a huge pool. So it was 1.5 million cubic meter of capacity. That's big. That's, let's say 20 or 25 Olympic pools. This installation has a production capacity of 100 megawatts per hour, which is quite big. But it can also sustain this rhythm of production steadily during 5 hours when the pool is full, is at maximum capacity. So this means that in a situation of electricity shortage, and that can also happen with renewable energies in days like this one, when there is not that much sun, when there is not that much wind, when wind turbines and solar panels are not producing much, it will become very useful to, in order to balance the grid and then continue to feed and aliments the energy system of the economy. Such installations are still not pretty rare. There are an important number of that kind in Switzerland. Things are processing, and 2 new projects are being developed right now, one in Köln in Germany and another one in Wales.
As a matter of fact, all the electricity which is produced on site is totally green, so it is a total renewable kind of energy. The only oil you could use on the site is more for the cars of the people coming and leaving for their jobs. So we can say that it is quite a clean kind of energy.
One last element, so maybe the most interesting of all, is that when we're here, we could see that people had managed to, appropriate these elements and to live with them.
We were accompanied by Berndt OSTLER, who was an amazing guide. He took us through all the main installations and the main points in the whole hydro pump and storage installation. And we learned a lot, not only about all the technical details, but also about how the population managed to appropriate itself the place. It is not really an installation which is visible. You can barely see, for example, the reservoir until you literally go on the top of the hill. And even at this point, it is a place where many people are hiking, for example. So it is more like a famous now point of view or a famous lens. Also, in the same idea, the people working there are really committed to the place, as our guide was telling us. He made quite clear the fact that they make a stand to stay here and to take care of this place, a bit like it was their baby in a way. It is a bit different from many other jobs and personalities we saw before during the survey. You have there a whole different kind of rhythm. First, because all of those people need to be there day by day and to work on the really long time to take care, for example, of the turbines, which are an old system and who needs specialists to take care of them. But also it's just, I guess, a state of mind where people just want to see their work going on very well on a long time, and not, as I was saying, not about like just the technical details, but also just because they care about the place, which was first moving and also interesting to see how you can care that much about a place who is producing and distributing energy, so wealth in a way. So now we are currently working on the report for the northern countries, meaning Denmark, Sweden and Finland. And it's gonna ask us quite a lot of work because we had like on those three countries a lot of interviews, and then we are directly working on the report of Germany in a whole, and more especially Berlin, where we had plenty of interviews. So I can assure you, you're going to have plenty of things to see, plenty of things to read. And as always, don't hesitate to share, comment, give us as many feedbacks you think is necessary. We are really curious to read you and to improve our work when it's necessary, when we are either forgetting something or wrong on many points. So please don't hesitate to share with us your thoughts. Bye!